An imminent threat grows. You must prepare. We will reconstruct an old war railjack. Top of the line. Sigma series. A home. A weapon. A chance. We have work to do.
There are three main things we know about this update. It's going to take place in space. This video reveals a lot of it. The three main things are: the dry dock itself is actually being added finally. It's one room. We know for a fact it has been ready for many weeks now, because they have shown it off 3 different times? No, I know of at least twice, certainly, in dev streams, where they've gone in, they've shown the ship in this room. The ship is not coming. As you can see, empty dry dock. This is to prepare for the Empyrean update, which means we can build the dry dock. It's going to come in 3 phases, starting with the dry dock, then building the ship, and then finally Empyrean, where we can take the ship out. This room, it's huge. This does not do it justice for scale. You have the main entrance that, well, it's zoomed out of there. There are 2 doors, 1 to each side, but I noticed something that I wish they would utilize in some functionality. There are 2 doors near the top of the screen. 1 to the left, 1 to the right. And there's an entire section behind it where you can see there's an area back there. We will not be able to use that area. Hopefully we can get to that area eventually. Maybe. Time will tell when it comes out, but it's an empty dry dock. There's nothing in here. It is just building the dry dock, because it could cost a fortune. We'll find out very soon though. And the hype for this... Yes, they started showing this over a year and a half ago nearly. So it's about time that this kind of started becoming a thing. Because the first time they showed Railjack was at TennoCon last year. They kind of teased it. Now it's actually going to become a thing, and I really hope this room does not cost a fortune, because would like to get it built as quick as possible, like everybody else. But it does also show there is, well, isn't that, I want to say Red Veil. There are different factions who are going to be here, so there are going to be, there's people from Fortuna as well, people from all over the system helping you, and this is where the second part of this teaser video comes into play. The mining machine on the left has been destroyed by the Grenier. Doesn't look like it's been there for that long, but parts of it are buried. It's the Railjack itself, the Sigma series ship. It's buried. And, more importantly, from the frames earlier, you can see Necros walking towards it. Does this mean that we are going to have to find parts of them, scan them, get a special tool that will give us the things to scan them to allow us to get the blueprint to build them? Because there's Nova with another part of it. And I've looked at this a few different times, and I have no idea where any of these are. I can't say I've seen these in the map anywhere. Obviously they're not in there yet. Would have made a bit more sense to have had them in there, but no. And I cannot figure out what part of the ship that is. That could be the top. So the ship could actually be in the mountain sideways. Like, well, if that's the top, the ship's obviously pointing straight up. Maybe it's in some kind of launch position and then was never launched and was left to decay, because these are ancient ships. They are basically in pieces all over the place. But what we can tell, which would be the third thing we know from this, Mars. Definitely Mars. That, however, I know exactly where this is. I saw this and instantly knew it. There is one, I will try to find it before I actually put this up, but there is one area that is just huge, usually on Venus or similar type corpus maps that are big and open, and this ship has kind of fallen into that hole because you usually have to jump over the hole. Originally it was a real pain to get over these holes, now really easy. It's in there, which puts it on a corpus planet side tile, whereas the other one was definitely Mars. That is, of course, assuming I can actually find that one room. But they only show 2 pieces. Then they show the ship being built by the other 2 frames that were there. So 2 are out trying to find things and 2 are actually building it. They do, in the trailer though, refer to this as a home. That is the... Is that an engine going into the side of it? That is definitely the side view of the ship because it goes under it and out into space. And shows us the Grenier. Now, obviously, this is kind of expected. We will be in space taking on the Grenier, possible corpus. One really nice touch that I liked about this trailer isn't the fact that they call it home. That's the orbiter, by the way. If we're building an orbiter and we have the orbiter already, which is the loading screen, that's the landing dock for your set, it is called the orbiter. This is what you load into when you start the game. Well, I really hope we're not building one of those. Anyway, is if you look at this screen, off to the left, off in the distance, this is Venus. We know this is Venus because those are the ships, the ancient Orokin, whatever they were, that were shooting down at Fortuna when they first showed us Fortuna is coming. Oh, by the way, he has Railjack. Those things we are supposed to be taking on eventually somewhere in this whole update. They're still there. I'm looking forward to trying to take those out. But one thing that really got me about that is that means the corpus will in fact still be part of the whole Empyrean update. It is not just Grenier, because those things in the background, this is above Venus. It means that, that's also a Fomorian in the background, or looks like one anyway. It means that, well, we're still going to have the corpus to fight in space. Everybody was kind of, well, this is all about the Grenier, everything is about the Grenier lately, what about the corpus? They are the ships that Nathaniel shot at the planet. Those ancient satellites in the background there, that you, in the original trailer, they go up and try to fight against. Well, they're trying to fight the ship that's shooting down, and they mention those, because they are sitting there dormant, are still in this. Even though they're not mentioned, it is just the Grenier. A lot of Grenier. But that's about it, so we'll leave this off here for now. Hopefully this will be soon. Hopefully sooner than soon. Hopefully next week or today. Who knows? This is Digital Extreme. This could already be out by the time I finish making this video. But we'll leave this off here for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.